What is up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. We're watching the official trailer for Oppenheimer. Augustine has no clue what the hell we're about to watch, so this is perfect.
I just woke up. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what planet I'm on. Never heard of this trailer. I don't know what anything is about, so I'm excited. I'm ready.
All you got to know, Augustine, that this is Universal Pictures' attempt at counter-programming for Barbie, which is going to come in #1 that weekend. So this is their counter. They're like, what movie could possibly be the most opposite of Barbie? We think we've got it. Oppenheimer.
All right.
There you go.
All right. I think that's all I need.
Pretty much. Before we get into the reaction, though, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/heroesreforged. We've got a ton of uncut reactions for movies and TV shows we've been watching. We recently just did Avatar, the original film in 3D. We've got a review of Avatar, The Way of Water on the channel as well. Check that out. Plenty of stuff on Patreon. Next year's going to be crazy. I think we're going to be kicking it off with The Last of Us. Big year. Big year for a lot of stuff.
And I do want to say, I think we've kind of been talking about this too, and I think we're going to be doing more movie reactions. And yes, putting them on YouTube, but the kinds of movies that like you've probably seen and you're going to want to rewatch with some friends, some homies. So check out our Patreon. Get on board before that ship has sailed, because it's going to be a party. That's
2023 is going to be an exciting year for all of our content, I think, guys. There's so much stuff coming out that we got some ideas on deck, so stick around.
You don't even know.
2023 is going to be big. I don't even know
how awesome it's going to be.
You don't know nothing.
Good.
You don't know nothing. Okay, let's go. We're going crazy here. Let's go.
Oh my God. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Classic green band.
It's okay, classic.
Whoa.
Explosions.
I'm just expecting a bat logo to come through that thing.
Yeah, or something.
We imagine a future. And our imaginings horrify us. They won't fear it.
Oh, it's an atomic bomb test. Okay.
Until they understand it. And they won't understand it.
Until they see it.
Yep.
Until they've used it.
Until they've used it.
Yep.
Theory will take you only so far. Be trusted.
Great question.
Weapon. But we have no choice.
Really, really beautiful music. Really stirring.
Yeah.
Really epic music. I love it.
Oh, Jack Quaid.
Ever going to tell the truth about what's happening here.
Oh my God, those visuals. Ooh.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah, it looks
that sound.
intense.
I hate that
Looks
sound.
intense.
Looks
That
intense.
little radiation ticker. Yeah,
man.
dude,
It's the radiation measuring thingy. Guggenheimer, something checker, Geiger counter. That's what it's called. The Geiger counter. Yeah, the Geiger counter. Yeah. So thanks for bumming me out, bros.
Good morning. Want to see a trailer about one of humanity's maybe its biggest forays into science, but also death and destruction,
triumphs and mistakes at the biggest times at the same time. Yeah. No. I did a big deep dive, maybe like around 2012-ish, on like World War II, and like just trying to understand the whole situation of like the different theaters and like all the things going on, because there was so many complex things happening during that time. And obviously the development and the implementation of the A-bomb and the Fat Boy and all that stuff was clearly a big part of it. And I watched a lot of footage of those nuclear tests, and these shots look beautiful and absolutely terrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I think this is a movie that only Nolan Nolan can present, given that he did so much research on black holes, which we don't know what they are, what they look like, what they do. Yeah. Like diving into a topic like this, I think is very appropriate for him. And hopefully like he treats it with respect. There was a lot of people who gave their lives in the testing of this, device and of, the implementation of all this new stuff that's going on. And so, I mean, I don't doubt that he will. If, I think he will, and I think he'll do it right. But this looks as beautiful as it does terrifying. Yeah. Like it's just, wow. I was not expecting that this morning.
Yeah, and Cillian Murphy's an actor in the Chris Nolan movies who's like, I don't want to say he's primarily played like a supporting character, whether it was Jonathan Crane's Scarecrow or whether it was, his appearances in movies like Inception. And he's usually like a supporting actor. I love the fact that he now finally in a Christopher Nolan movie is playing the lead character. Cillian Murphy has this intensity and he has this look. I mean, we can see it in the trailer. He's got these piercing blue eyes that you just can't take your eyes off of him when he's on screen. And it seems like he's obviously changed his voice a lot to probably mimic more of what J. Robert Oppenheimer sounded like in real life. But I really cannot wait to see him in this. And this cast all around is like incredible. Florence Pugh is in it. Dane DeHaan is in it. Benny Safdie, it's Robert Downey Jr. is in it. It's probably like one of the, Nolan hasn't been known for assembling really great casts. This is probably like one of the greatest, one of the best ensembles in a really, really long time for a movie like this. So yeah, I think the scale of the film is going to be insane. I think there was an article that just came out in the last like 4 or 5 days, how they recreated like the actual atomic explosion. And I have to assume it was done somehow with like miniatures and like high-speed photography with IMAX cameras or something. I'm sure they're going to go into it in the Blu-ray and as we get closer to the release of the movie on how they did it. But
that's kind of insane, isn't that like a tantalizing piece of movie making news? Crazy. It's like he's recreated it. You're like, what in the hell? There's no what? Huh? But then you think for a second, you go, if any filmmaker could possibly have the clout to like ask Universal, to do this. Like, hey, so we're going to be out in the desert. You're going to let me do one, right? I'm just going to do one. Like, it might be Christopher Nolan. But I really like your guys' breakdown. Everything you said, Augustine, really well said about how this film looks as though he is treating this subject matter with the respect it deserves, because it is so beyond our comprehension, my comprehension at least, as to what this kind of technology can do. And the only I know so very little about this historical event and this sort of time period. I know very little about Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and all the people that died there. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know so little about this, so I'm really looking forward to whenever this film comes out and to go see it, to kind of be, I'm imagining being swept up in the emotion and the scale and the drama of this story the way I am with every Christopher Nolan movie, like Dunkirk, even the fictional stuff, Interstellar. You just feel it. You get all into it. And you learn something too, but I'm looking forward to experiencing that. And then afterwards, there'll probably be a lot of discussion about the real life people in this film, what they did and what their contribution to this was. There'll be a lot of discussion about that. There's already been some discussion about how stacked this cast is, but it's like all white people. It's like mostly white dudes in this thing. But people are like, well, that's because that's who was involved in the team and, yada, yada, yada. Hopefully, I know that the last Christopher Nolan movie had a person of color as the protagonist, literally named protagonist, which is cool. Yeah. Excellent actor, phenomenal actor. And I'm looking forward to seeing what, I want Nolan to also be happy. I don't know if this project will have bummed him out. Like, what's your follow-up to this, dude?
Yeah, exactly. Are you going to do something like different? Yeah. You going to do a Lego movie after this? I think you should.
Yeah, can you do a Lego Oppenheimer, just a Lego something? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to all of that, the discourse, the criticism and discussion about this film, but more so even just like the actual history of it, because that's my favorite way to honestly learn about history, is to watch a great movie, a great film that covers it, and then that's the kickoff point, and then I go and try to find some reading myself, or I read a book, or I do internet research or whatever. So I'm just really, really interested in this project, this film, kicking that off for me. I would like to know more about this. Yeah. And also, the movie looks stunning. It looks gorgeous. It looks incredible. It looks like the acting is going to be like on point. So I can't wait to see it. After I see Barbie, then I'll go see Oppenheimer. Okay.
Oh my God.
Maybe you should see Oppenheimer first and then cheer up by seeing Barbie.
Yeah, you might need
I'll be sitting in Barbie like this. What's the point? There's no.
What's the point?
Why are we doing this? I need to see Barbie first. Let me be happy.
Okay.
And then be sad, and then do research, and then
that makes sense.
Oh my god! I think, as we all know, with most Christopher Nolan movies, he's someone who still shoots on film. He's now switched to shooting exclusively on 65 millimeter film. So these movies, just like Avatar, they demand the biggest screen you can find in IMAX format. And, we're living in an era where we're transitioning from traditionally there being 70 millimeter IMAX screens to now being digital IMAX. Digital IMAX is still great, but if you can find a 70 millimeter IMAX or 70 millimeter like laser IMAX format screen where you get like the really, really, really tall IMAX. That's the format that he shoots parts of these movies in. And I think it's the first movie that is also using black and white IMAX photography. And I think Kodak had to develop special film just for this movie to be able to do it. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So this is definitely one of those movies that I'm like, yeah, you should really try to find. And I know it's hard because not everybody lives in a major city where they have IMAX screens, on every street corner. But if you can find one that's within a reasonable distance from you, definitely seek it out. Go watch the movie there. I think that's going to be like the optimal way to experience this story, because it's going to be nuts.
I mean, it is nuts. The whole history behind this, Hector. If you need some resources, Hector, I can point some stuff your way, and we'll talk about it. It's sad shit. It's sad shit.
This ain't just the Marvel and Star Wars channel, y'all. We're trying to be well-balanced human beings here, okay? So
Barbie Oppenheimer. What's up?
That's it. Let's add it to our repertoire. That's what I like. I want to learn. So thank you, my friend. I will take those reading suggestions. I really appreciate it. It's awesome.
No problem.
Well, let us know your thoughts on the trailer. What did you think about it? What did you think about this first look? If you have any resources you want to share with the community, do so in the comments below, or jump into our Discord. Plenty of people on there as well who are a bunch of movie fans who would love to know some of the history behind this. So share those. The links are down there in the description. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next reaction. Bye.
Bye.